What up, guys? It's Willie P, and let me say this first. Thank you for watching my video, and if you like, please subscribe. And if you got good comments, or you got those Carlos Condit annoying strategy comments, you know what to do. Put it right down at the bottom. Yeah. So, I want to make this quick. Obviously, I'm talking about UFC 143, and I don't really want to get into it and say, oh, how wonderful the fights were, because there was a lot of wonderful fights. There were a lot of great fights. A lot of standout fighters. That guy, if you don't see him, Stephen Thomas, Wonder Boy, that dude is dope. He's like a mixed martial arts Van Damme or Johnny Cage. He's really a sick dude. Got a lot of kicks, karate, but that's not what this video is about. That's not what this blog's about. This blog's about how they freaking promoted this main event, Carlos Condit versus Nick Diaz. And I don't want nobody to say, yo, you a Nick Diaz nut hugger, because no, I like both fighters, bro. Like both of them. But I did not like the strategy. Carlos Condit went in there and said he was going to knock him out. Now, Nick Diaz was promoting like Carlos Condit was a tough customer, that he was going to come in there and be and oppose his will, and that they were going to be two fighters going for each other's head. He said he was going to possibly knock his head off, maybe he might lose his teeth, and that's what most things he was worrying about. But in the fight, it came down, he was worrying about some gay-ass leg kicks. And I don't want anybody to be like, yo, leg kicks hurt. Yeah, leg kicks do hurt. And I did get kicked in my leg, so don't say, oh, you never got kicked in your leg. But I'd rather get kicked in my leg from a guy who's moving back than a guy who's coming in with a punch. I'd rather it. I don't know about you. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But me, personally, I'd rather get kicked in my leg from a guy who's moving back. Now, in the post-fight, Ariel Helwani interviewed Dana, and he asked him who he think win the fight, and he said Carlos Condit. Now, I can see Carlos Condit win this fight. That's if you like quality over quantity. Yes, I can see Carlos winning this fight. He gave Carlos Condit the third, the fourth, and the fifth. So he gave Nick Diaz the first and the second, but I didn't give him that. I think Nick Diaz won the fight. Let me just put that out there. I think he won the fight. I think a lot of those punches, because I watched the fight more than one or two times. I watched it like 3 or 4 times because I was disappointed. I need to get my money's worth. You know what I mean? I had to get my money's worth. And I had to look at this fight to really see who won this fight. And if you see a lot of the strikes that Carlos Condit put on to Nick Diaz were blocked. A lot of them. And a lot of the punches that he did land, or kicks that he did land, were not effective. And that's how I judge fights. Judge the fights of aggressive and effectiveness. Now, maybe I don't know nothing. Maybe I need to go back to school. Somebody comment, I need to go back to school on this, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. But I thought when you're aggressive, you're the person who is dictating, the one who's possibly moving him back, but you're dictating the fight. Isn't that Nick Diaz who was dictating the fight? Carlos ran the whole time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't know. You guys tell me. But I don't know how you can be aggressive just moving back, and then when the guy gets you in the thing, you just swing and then try to dodge out the way. I don't understand. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I don't know. Understand what I'm saying. But Carlos Condit acted like he was going to come fight him. So in physics, two opposing forces come together, something's going to happen. They're going to explode. That's why in fighting you get knockouts. Or one's going to be moved back. And if two opposing forces come together and one moves back, isn't whatever hand is moving the other, or whatever object or whatever matter, whatever, moving it back, doesn't that mean that they're being more aggressive? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know nothing. Probably don't know nothing. Maybe this don't make sense to none of you guys. But if that's the case and I'm right, Nick Diaz was doing that. Now, I gave Nick Diaz the first. Thought Carlos Condit won the second. I felt like Carlos Condit won the second because Nick Diaz was just going there, clowning around, letting Nick hit him. He's telling him where to hit him. He's letting. So I felt like there was a lot more quality. There's a lot more quantity than quality in the third round. I feel like none of them really did anything. To me, I think they have a rematch because no one proved who the champion, no one proved who number one contender is. If Nick Diaz was fighting in the Strikeforce cage that is a lot smaller, he would have killed Carlos Condit. But because they're fighting in a bigger circle, you have a lot of more area to run, a lot more area to work with. It's harder to push somebody to the cage. But anyway, so I felt like Nick was more aggressive. Now, like I said, I gave Nick the first round, gave Carlos the second round, I gave Nick the third round. I think Nick went right back to what he was doing, what was pushing the pace, taking those leg kicks. And it was like those leg kicks didn't even need to be checked. The whole fight, you didn't need to check those leg kicks. They were not hurting. They were just like pillows. Now, Carlos Condit could knock a guy out, but he was not trying to knock no one out. Now, if you see a guy like Jose Aldo kick somebody, you have to, that is something that you take points for. Because Jose Aldo, you kick in the leg by third time, the guy is changing his stance. From here, oh, I got kicked in my leg 3 times, bong, he's staying. That's being effective, and that's what I'm going to go into now. Now, when you got a guy that is hitting you and you're not doing nothing, you're still walking the dude, he's not being effective. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm right. But think about this. Now, if I hit you and your head moved back, like Carlos Condit was, or I hit you in the ribs and you're moving back like this, and the whole time you're running back, come on, man. Isn't that being effective? If you're kicking somebody in the legs and I'm still walking you down, aren't you not being effective? Now, Manny Pacquiao could have won the fight because he was being more aggressive with Marquez. Khan could have won the fight with Peterson, but he stopped being aggressive. That's why I thought Peterson won the fight. But when you're running the whole time, how you being aggressive? Now, a lot of those punches, those kicks that Carlos Condit landed on Nick Diaz definitely were not effective. And a lot of them were blocked if you go back and watch. Like I told you, I'm very disappointed, so I had to watch. Now, you got that guy Thomas, the Wonder Boy. That guy's dope. Now, you can see how his leg kicks were effective. He knocked the dude out. The dude was being moved back with his kicks. He was not pushing the thing. He went for one takedown the whole fight. He couldn't take the dude down because the kicks were so effective. So to me, I think Nick Diaz won the fight. Now I'm going to tell you how Nick Diaz won the fight. I'm going to go back to it. He won the first round. Carlos won the second round. Nick Diaz won the third round. Carlos won the fourth round. And you can see in the fight that the fifth round was very important. Now in the fifth round, I felt like in the beginning of the fight, Carlos Condit had a little edge in the striking department. He was doing those little pillow leg kicks, and what's his name was trying to wait for his punches. But then what's his name took him down. And that's why I felt like Michael Bisping lost the fight with Chael Sonnen, because Chael Sonnen had those 2 takedowns in the very close first round. That's why I think he took the fight. So when Nick Diaz took Carlos Condit down with over 2:30 left and helped them down there and was trying to get submission attempts, arm bars, a leg lock, a choke, he was being more aggressive. He was being more effective. And that's the reason why I thought he won the fight. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I want to know what you guys think. Who you think won? Carlos Condit or Nick Diaz? And I want you guys to remember, not a Nick Diaz nut hugger, man. I like both fighters. I just wanted the best fighter to fight George, and I didn't get that. I want to know what you guys think. This is Willie P. I'm out. Deuces. 1.